All right. Well, welcome everybody back to the Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past Randomizer main tournament. This is a match in Group B between tstew4 and VeXtopher. My name is Jaxie, and tonight I'm joined by Lana Bean. How are we doing?
Doing great, thank you. How are you today?
Doing just well. So our mode for tonight is Ambrosia. That is a casual seed, which is standard sword assured. Uncle is going to spoil the boots location for us, and all bosses are guaranteed to drop a non-dungeon item.
Yeah, pretty basic mode overall, but as we saw just a few minutes ago in the other seed, there can be some trolls, so we'll see what ends up happening.
Yep. And for those who were tuned into the last stream, there is nothing at stake here. Both of these runners have clinched their spots in brackets. tstew has clinched first in Group B, and VeXtopher has clinched second. So this is a match purely just for fun and just to play it out.
Yep, should be getting started in just a moment here, but overall, should be a great race for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Here we go.
Here we are. All right.
Boots are in the light world.
It's not too bad. A little vague, but oftentimes ends up in Kakariko or South Shore, so not bad.
That's a little unsettling, though.
Yeah, an early cape. Let's hope that Lamp is nowhere to be found for these winners.
Yep. Sometimes when you start with a weapon, sometimes the seed likes to bite back a little bit.
We'll see what kind of sass this seed has, though. But Ambrosia is just a standard escape, so they're going to hope for an enemy with some bomb drops or maybe a chest to pick up with a few bombs, just to get the back of escape out of the way.
Early money is nice.
Not going to be short on money in Kakariko, that's for sure.
So because this is the standard escape sequence, we've all seen it. I mean, like, we've all run this game a bunch of times, so there's not really a whole lot to talk about unless something of major importance comes up. Well, okay, that is something maybe of major importance.
We'll see if it alters any routing. Maybe south to get into Kakariko. Who knows?
Yeah, there could be divergence.
But you could always just route it in after checking race game too. It works as well. But the big key is to not forget that you have the shovel. Or maybe they'll just end up digging up that lamp, who knows?
Nice.
And,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, now a bow, okay.
Okay, bow is nice.
No ammunition, so it's not going to be particularly useful at the moment, but something. Is that an automatic pendant Eastern pod, do you think?
Well, let's see. It's a 30% chance that Eastern is probably not required, so odds are we're probably going to be needing that bow.
But VeXtopher getting luckier with that drop of a few arrows, making that fight with that ball and chain guard super quick. Okay, tstew still testing out the drops of this particular group. Maybe hoping for a bomb or even some arrows. Kinda disappointed that tstew didn't try to knock the guard off the edge, though. Bonus points.
Yep, meanwhile, VeXtopher is just gunning it and just gonna finish this out.
Looks like it. Pretty decided on those drops. Maybe gonna test out a few ropes and snakes, too.
Mayhaps, but tstew does get a bomb. So we know that at some point later on down the line that VeXtopher will be getting that bomb too, because drop RNG is now seeded for the escape sequence.
Well, it just means that tstew can pretty much just run towards the end, not worry about drop rates if he doesn't want to. But meanwhile, VeXtopher is killing just about everything gets that bomb drop.
Yep. Which does give tstew a little bit of time to catch up.
If those ropes will behave. Rat's getting a little bit spicy for tstew, though, having to chase up in the corner.
Yep. So back of escape, what are we gonna get? We got 3 chests in here. We have 20 rupees, more bombs, and we have the map. So not going to be able to skip the Sank chest.
Yep, Sank chest has something. Required or otherwise, who knows, but we'll be checking it. But if you're feeling really spicy, you could save and quit. Go towards Saha Eastern with those bombs.
And VeXtopher finishes the escape with a 5:55 and tstew about 5 seconds behind.
Right around a 6-minute mark, that's not too bad. And map check. We've got pendants at both Hira and at Eastern, or crystals at pendant. Okay, pendant at Desert and crystals everywhere else. Good
Yep.
grief.
Yep, I can confirm that. Saw red pendant at Desert and crystal 3 at Hera and 4 at Eastern.
Crystals at pendant, yeah, chat. Hush. Alright, good tree pull, though. Not much besides a cape to spend that magic on, though. And 5 rupee drops from crabs, that's not bad.
Okay, Lumberjack, what do we have? Just a single rupee, so I don't think we're going to be killing Aga for that.
Probably not, but we be killing Aga for Dark World, who knows?
There's always that possibility.
That early cape, always a concern. All you're missing now is a lamp, and suddenly, do you want to rush, or do you want to pretty much clear everything else? But you know, at the bare minimum, these runners will be going to Saha and Eastern before even thinking about a play like that.
Okay, Kakariko Village, Blind Hut. What do we have? We got 5 items in here. Kakariko usually has at least maybe a few things of progression.
And it could have our boots.
That's also true.
Money.
Yep, another 300. That's pretty nice. And even more money.
Money Rico. So basically, they need, what, another 100 rupees or so, and suddenly they're covered for the entire seed.
I think so, yeah.
Tracker's having some issues. It's been doing stuff all night. Definitely not our tracker's fault, which we haven't actually shouted her out. So, Lady Lore Linda, thank you so much for the tracking. We appreciate it.
And in Kakariko Well, we see the Cane of Burna, and there's our glove, and also Ether.
And T Sigma 6, thank you very much for the setup. We appreciate that as well. Well, so far, Kakariko's got a glove and a blue stick. And I guess magic, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we can sequence break the mountain if we really want to. I don't think we will, but we can.
And another 300, so money is of no concern the rest of the seed.
Yeah, I think we're good with money. Although there's a lamp. Okay. So the Aga Dream is alive.
We're not even at a Kakariko yet, everybody. That's pretty much these runners' crap moment. I mean, maybe if they're lucky, they can get some boots to help them with the climb, if it's a thing.
Yep. I don't think we're going to be rushing Aga, though. I certainly wouldn't rush Aga unless I had a moon pearl, a moon pearl of sorts.
Very true. Moon Pearl can be on Pyramid Ledge, but it is exceedingly rare.
Yep, and that's like one of the worst case scenarios.
That just wants an immediate Aga play. But we do remember that we have a shovel as well. Which is nothing.
Yep, so shovel is inconsequential, so we shall continue, probably go to South Shore.
South Shore or Eastern, both would be good plays. And VeXtopher, very well aware of the 50-50 drops. Certain spots in the game you can lift bushes or rocks and have a 50% chance of having a bomb underneath. Hey, more money, just what we wanted.
I mean, money doesn't hurt.
Well, Zora is technically, logically a thing right now, so that's pretty much 500 of it there.
Yeah, Glove does put Zora in logic, but Zora is kind of more so out of the way, and we really would like a Moon Pearl so we could actually get the items that are in Waterfall Fairy.
That too. Yeah, flippers would work too.
There's also that.
Alright, VeXtopher taking out those Moldarms. And they're cooperating. That does not happen often.
And this is also actually a pretty good point. Eastern is fully in logic.
It is. Oh, and there's our bowling ball. Okay, so tstew heading left to check out Agino or Agina, however you prefer to pronounce it, and VeXtopher heading east and getting rewarded with Moon Pearl, another sword, and Bloomerang, I believe.
Yep.
But that sword is yet another way to get to Aga. But at the same time, we are either a glove or a hammer from Dark World as well, so I think Aga's pretty much going to be last location.
And there's the other boomerang.
Well, I think VeXtopher came out on top on that call. Red boomerang is pretty cool. It can be used for splash deletion, things like that, but it otherwise just causes lag.
And third
for it.
sword. Okay, so that indication that it's probably Aga is pretty high.
Yeah, we've got logically 6, 7, 8 more check. No, 9 more checks. We got Aga, 6 between Eastern and Saha. We've got a couple on Death Mountain that are logical. So there's some decision making to be. Oh, there's Silver's. Okay, so Silver's on Hylia Island.
Silvers are certainly nice. We're probably gonna get them. That's assuming that the mirror shows up.
Most likely, yeah, assuming that they either get a mirror or a reason to go in that direction. Ice Palace, Swamp Palace, something like that. I'd say with Tempered, it's less of a concern, but you'll never turn it down. Oh, hi, Boots.
And Blue Mail as well.
So, VeXtopher is pretty darn set, but still no Dark World access other than Aga.
Yep. Maybe Eastern will have our answer.
So if it doesn't, do you set up Fake Flipper and check those things, or do you just bite the bullet, or go up Death Mountain really, or bite the bullet and just do Aga? Gosh.
Well, I would definitely go up the mountain before doing Aga. Because most people tend to not want to do Aga.
Can't disagree with that. It's 5 to 6 minutes of climb and hoping that Aga doesn't drop a bunch of blue balls on you, and you're just... It could be a pain in the butt, and if one extra check in the light world, sequence breaking or otherwise, could prevent you from doing that, I'd say it's well worth doing.
Yep. Meanwhile, tstew is doing the Fake Flipper, so we'll see what's on Hobo, and also in Waterfall Ferry, and on King Zora as well.
Yeah, gonna get a few good checks in here. Unfortunately, the longer they put off Saha, the more time the VeXtopher has boots, and tstew does not. It won't be long though.
Oh yeah, no, you're not gonna put that off when you can just full clear Eastern.
And tstew getting a look at those silvers going, well, nice to have, but whatever. Oh look, another random check in Kakariko Village with Sick Hit now. So they pretty much have checks on every single side of the world currently.
Yep. So sequence breaking the flippers gets us nothing, and also, well, Sandcart, okay.
Lots of early hearts. Blue Mail also, so really offense, defense, you're pretty well set. Even just, what, 17 minutes into the seed, so holy cow, this, you're pretty much just going to be looking for nothing but go mode items pretty quick. To answer a question in chat, this is Ambrosia. Currently, I think we are on VeXtopher's audio, and they are playing the Cadence of Hyrule MSU.
Yep. It's a pretty sweet MSU, I must admit.
It is. You still get to keep the Zelda theme, but not go with the same old music, so it's always fun.
Yep. Well, tstew is using vanilla audio.
Nothing wrong with it, tried and true.
Yep, I agreed. Okay. Armos Knights, this is just a very easy fight. Just do the quick kill, just like that, and we're gonna be basically done here in like just a matter of seconds.
Very nice quick kill. And no Dark World access yet, other than Naga.
Yep, and we do learn from Saha that Skullwoods is our green pendant.
Oh. Does the seed do what it usually does, or does the game do what it usually does, I should say, and put the final pendant on Thieves Town? That would be mean. Because right now that is the main dungeon that is fully clearable, logically. Besides Eastern. Alright, VeXtopher heading left. Are we turning in Bottle, or we're Bonk Rocks? Okay. I guess, yeah, Bonk Rocks, King's Tomb, Mountain Checks. I didn't even think about the Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb. Wait, you don't have King's Tomb, you don't have Nets? Never mind.
Question in chat. tstew has sequence broken the flippers, but they didn't really amount to much of anything.
Oh, we already got an earlier Lumberjack check from tstew. Not much going on there today, I'm afraid. Okay, so VeXtopher electing to go ahead and check a few things up Death Mountain. We'll see if he continues doing other stuff that is available. I believe tstew was the one went to Agena, so VeXtopher pretty much has these checks. Agena, could fake Clipper as well, and Sick Kid. I think that's about it.
Yep. Over. The only thing we'll be getting here on Death Mountain, and there's our second mail upgrade, is the Old Man item, which we just got, and we can get the item that's inside Spec Rock. We can also see what's on top, but we can't actually get it until we get the mirror.
And if it's myths or some nonsense, that's just mean. Not Death Mountain.
Yep. Okay, so what do we have left at this point? We have Sick Kid.
I think that's all we haven't checked between the two runners.
Yeah, so Sick Kid doesn't have this hammer. Or doesn't have progression. And VeXtopher is just gunning right for Aga. I don't blame him.
I don't blame him one bit. Yeah, with basically they have a few checks left. Half of them are not logical, but I'd say at this point, just do it. Alright, tstew cleaning up Eastern Palace, about to get first crystal there, and VeXtopher climbing up Aga Tower, which in this mode is just going to be vanilla. Okay, tstew, what do you do? Sanctuary, so Death Mountain, or maybe Sick Kid, or both.
Yeah, Bonk Rock's probably gonna just go up the mountain.
VeXtopher is about halfway up now. And yep, Death Mountain. Sick Kid gets left. Ooh, good damage boost.
Very nicely done rune.
Yeah, picking up some NMG arrows. Not a bad choice.
Yep. Okay, quickly, how many blue balls are we gonna get? You
That's
have
true.
0 to 15.
Guessing game number 1, chat. Go for it. Who got an immediate 15 there, Jaxie?
I'm going to go with my usual guess of 6.
I'm going with 4. No, 3. Let's be a little more kind. I'll go with 3.
3 is statistically, I believe, the most likely amount of blue balls you'll get in an Aga fight.
Oh, really? Okay.
I believe so. I'm not sure.
All right, here they come.
Alright, that first one was guaranteed. These next 3 are not guaranteed to be energy balls.
Well, so far we're 2 for 2 on the good stuff here, so.
I think that was 4. So yeah, this is gonna be 5 energy balls now. So max is 3.
Yeah, we very well may get none. Let's see. Here we go again.
We got 1. 2. Are we going to end with 3? 2 is your answer.
All right, what's our first 2 in chat? We've got, looks like, quick 10 draw. Quick draw to the 2. Well done. All right, so progression's either Sick Kid, Pod, or Catfish. And looks like Catfish will be the first play.
Yeah, this is pretty much as good as time as any to do Catfish.
Oh, apologies. A way to hit. If you said 2 first, I apologize. All right, tstew making quick work of Aga Tower as well.
And our good friend Catfish gives us arrows.
Pod it is, or Sick Kid. And if it's Sick Kid for these 2, feels bad.
Saving quitting, probably just gonna head right back into the Dark World.
That's one thing I like about the inverted keys, is that you get that activated flute and you just flute right over to Catfish.
Yep. However, the inverted keys mode has definitely shown us how mean inverted can be.
Very true. It is no exception to any of the rules. Okay.
Map check. 5 6s are Swamp and TR, and we saw that it was Green Pendant on tstew's side.
I did not catch that third pendant.
Chat is saying it's Thieves Town is the other pendant, so thank you.
Wow, what a shock. This game. Holy moly.
Yep, Thieves Town is not really the dungeon you want to see as a pendant.
Now, not when it's likely to be their next dungeon that they may be able to full clear or close to full clear, I guess, unless they get the hammer in pod, but statistically, you're probably just getting a hook shot.
I mean, our checks right now are limited to Sick Kid and Pod.
These runners don't have to worry about doing any mimic clipping today, and Pod's not even bow locked anyway.
And Aga goes down on tstew's side.
We'll see if tstew elects to go straight to Pod or Catfish play as well.
I mean, yeah, if it's a ped seed, what the pendants are doesn't really change much of anything other than what can be on the ped, but there is very little indication right now this could be a ped seed.
There are 3 relatively easy dungeons to beat, but it's still pretty early.
Yep. Thieves is pretty easily accessible. There's the hammer.
Okay, well, now we can beat Pod. Good call going down instead of... Well, I guess you had to with the current setup. There was no extra small key up there.
Yeah, so technically speaking, even if, regardless of what Sickid has, Agate is technically logically required, or, well, probably going to be hard required if Sickid doesn't have mitts.
Yeah. Runners would just be doing, kern jumping over the right side, splash delete, something like that. But I think mitts is the only thing Sickid would have that would save him an Aga play.
Yep, but I think for the runner's sake, we hope that mitts are not on Sickid, because if they are, they're both probably going to feel really bad.
Now, with these pendants, we'll see. Anything can happen. We're still, we're short, technically, logically, a fire rod from doing Skullwoods. And we're short a book or mitts and mirror from doing desert. So, still, pedestal is quite a ways away.
We would also need a flute for that as well.
Oh, that's true. I'd say if they pick up a book, then Ped's got to be in the back of their mind. But at the same time, do everything you can. Other than that. So tstew also picked up the hammer, so really very close between these 2 runners.
We're going to get the hammer yum from VeXtopher.
Nicely done. But other than hammer so far, not finding much here. So I guess the next obvious play would be South Dark World.
South Dark World or Village of Outcast.
That's true. Hammer, glove, Moon Pearl. There's that too. Village Fatcast with 2 pendant dungeons, one of them fully clearable. And some other checks. Or South Shore, where you don't actually have a mirror and you're pretty much stuck saving and quitting unless you find a mirror or mitts.
But with that hammer, we can just kill Helmstor, so why not just do it right now?
Why not? Not much really to threaten you there. You've got red mail. You've got, 8 hearts, 9 hearts between the 2 runners. You get tempered sword, so yeah, not much to throw you off of that. Looks like tstew elected to go ahead and just open the door instead of hammering up, so either going to have to death warp on out of here or just going to have a little bit longer of a time having to backtrack out. And thankfully, red mail makes no difference with these enemies. They're always going to hit you for 1 heart regardless, so death warping is still very much an option if they want.
Yep, that is one nice thing about the Kadongos.
VeXtopher making quick work of those mini Helmas. Mini Helmas were definitely harmed in the running of the seed.
And we're going to be getting Sword Out Strats for phase 1 from VeXtopher, and he's just going to switch to using the hammer. But yeah, this fight is pretty easy. I mean, all the fights in for the rest of the game are going to be pretty easy with that tempered sword.
Okay, we get a Quake. To be determined if that's needed or not.
Right. Both Meyer and TR are crystals, so we will be needing at least one of the 3 medallions.
Okay, saving and quitting for VeXtopher doesn't tell us anything yet, because either way, South Dark World and Dark Kakariko are both going to be about save and quit, so looks like we are electing to go and save and quit, though. One of the other annoying parts about Aga is if they do find a mirror, which they'll have to for Swamp Palace, then all those save and quits in the Dark World are all going to end up on the pyramid. It's like tstew dashed to left instead of straight out by accident.
Alright, so Hype Cave, we got 5 checks in here. Is Hype Cave actually going to be hype? Okay, yeah, Mirror and Flippers is definitely nice.
So do you think they should play Swamp without Hookshot?
No. No.
This is a Swamp Cave we just got. Swamp Care Package. And is that telling the runners that they need to dip in there without the Hookshot for something to get Hookshot?
In a million years, I would never go to Swamp without the Hookshot unless it was my last location.
That looks like on top of VeXtopher's mind is those silver arrows.
Yeah, honestly, that would actually have been the first thing on my mind if I was playing this seed. Just get those silvers.
I think I probably would have waited till you get Ice Palace access, to be honest with you. I mean, there's not many bosses right now that silvers are going to help a lot that you're going to have immediate access to, so it's fine either way because VeXtopher has not actually done the flipper checks where tstew has. But that also does give them Hera access, East Death Mountain access. I think you probably do that before going to West Dark World, to be honest with you. I mean, all you have waiting over there is a few overworld checks, Thieves Town Pendant, Skullwoods Pendant. And tstew getting the treasure trove out of Hype Cave.
He's got that mirror out, so this could be the Swamp play. No, he's gonna go get the silvers as well.
Alright, VeXtopher's next move is indeed Death Mountain to pick up a 3rd crystal at Hera. No hook shot though, so there's going to be no option to Hero Pot right now, but you're here. Enjoy the music to Hera, chat. It's a good one. Okay, so tstew, what are you doing, my friend? Stumpy and Dig Game.
Yeah, Stumpy, Dig Game, and K45.
Right, mirror. You guys just saw 10 arrows?
10 bombs in the first chest. So we got, oh,
hi, Mitz.
okay.
So that pedestal chance just dropped dramatically.
Yep.
So it turns out tstew's making the right call because now you can knock out both Light and Dark Death Mountain with ease. Plus you can scout your Turtle Rock requirement too.
Yep, so this does actually confirm that Aga is hard required.
Yep. That glove and hammer both in the Dark World. You're not getting this way any other way. So Sick Kid probably has junk, but could still have something useful. And from chat here, I know you're talking about the tracking, things like that. It's the tracking system is giving people some sass today. The trackers are clicking the buttons. The tracker itself, the machine, the program is just not always listening. So definitely bear with us. While Reddit, don't forget to follow these two.
Yep, both of them are excellent runners.
And as said at the beginning, they're both on to the next round, so you will see them more.
Okay, so we're getting Smith Chain on tstew's side and Paradox on VeXtopher's. Half magic is okay.
Yeah, we'll turn that down. Well, here we are, 40 minutes into the seed. What do we technically need for go mode? We need hook shots, both rods, Samaria. That could be it. And that flew.
Yeah, and that too.
Something I forgot about. Okay, so pretty good for VeXtopher to find that. That does give him a good excuse to go ahead and go to Village of Outcast area, eventually down to get that. Probably the myths. The downside to the route is that right now they've kind of isolated it in a way where they have to go down, check that, after they checked everything from Village of Outcasts. Go down, mirror, get your myths, and then maybe start Blacksmith Chain? I don't know. Routing will be a bit hard. Are we getting a Spike Cave check from VeXtopher? That check bit me earlier today. I don't blame them one bit.
Yeah, Spike Cave is definitely easily isolated. So, maybe we'll find something here.
Surprised they're not using dash strats through more of the Spike Cave.
Yep.
Yeah.
Spike Cave proving to be inconsequential.
Pretty empty. Alright, what's your next play, VeXtopher? And Heart Piece off a Sick Kid, so these runners made the right call ignoring it. Alright, got that mirror. If you would have saved and quit, you would have had to have saved and quit again, so I could see why VeXtopher ran out of Spike Cave. Ooh, is this a Swamp Palace play?
Um,
I mean, it could be Ice Palace, but you'd still probably go southeast first. Oh, I don't know.
Oh yeah, he's gonna do the same thing that tstew did. He's gonna do Stumpy K45, dig game.
Okay.
So he's also gonna get those mids.
Did the opposite that I thought that VeXtopher would do. I thought they'd go through Village of Outcasts first, but making the right call going south first. The Seed being very kind to these runners with the offense and defense, just making them kind of jump through a few hoops. Darn shields.
tstew is leaving.
Yeah, front four thieves. Good call. It is a pendant, so don't want to have to go deeper into the dungeon if you can prevent it. Shields are evil, Chad. Shields are evil.
How many items did we find in Thieves? I know we got at least one.
I only caught the one, I'm afraid. Okay, chat says 2 out of the front. Thank you, chat. Wait, tracker says 1. So it was just the shield out of the... Okay. Alright, so 1 item in the front, which was just the evil shield. And then... So that puts 2 more in the back plus blind.
Yeah. If 2 items, I would definitely leave. If it's 3, though, I would stick around.
It's such a hard call. I mean, you just got mitts. You've got, I mean, for tstew, for instance, tstew has Dark and Light Death Mountain right now, and a hero to go through. So, gosh, this is a tough call. Okay, VeXtopher getting that heart piece. tstew checking out Catfish, which we already did see. But I don't think tstew... Oh, never mind. Yeah, tstew did all the flippers checks, I think.
Yep. And get your bird puns in chat or your 07s, because the duck is amok, the goose is loose,
Etc., etc.
etc., etc., yes.
Oh, we're going to the Meyer area for VeXtopher. Maybe dead.
Yeah, just gonna check this real quick.
Yeah, but the big question, do you go into Meyer if you've got access? Do you go into Desert? Whew, that's tough.
It's really just a matter of how aggressive you want to be. And we can get into Mire, because it is Quake.
Yeah, that is a Quake, so we do have access to at least that. Nothing really in Turtle Rock right now. No, Samaria. Another evil shield. Oh, I like that one. Release the Quacken. That's pretty funny. That's good, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that is a pretty funny one.
Especially since apparently there's a sports team with hockey or something in Seattle now, so... I can't say I watched any of it. I can't say I care to, but I'm aware of it.
And VeXtopher is going to receive his red meringue.
Well, we all know a inventory is not complete without both boomerangs. Still, VeXtopher going back out this way tells us that either Mire or Desert, or perhaps both, are the next play. Or not.
Including the 3.
Predicting as a commentator is rather difficult. As my sister would say, to not to. Just best to not to.
Pot is a crystal, Andy. Yeah, I guess it was just mismarked on tstew's side. Looks like it's fixed now. Yeah, why not just have it be a crystal pendant?
Yeah, that'll work. I mean, they do have that, what, SMZ3 now where you can have weird stuff on the bosses. I can't even... Beat some Super Metroid boss, get a pendant. A croissant, that'll work.
Croissant.
Alright, so we're on Death Mountain for... Okay, Dead Rock. Dead Rock,
That
please.
is a very rudely placed Dead Rock.
Oh my gosh. That Dead Rock had some sass. I forget. It was it VeXtopher that went on Death Mountain? I think so.
Yeah, VeXtopher has already been at Light Death Mountain. He did not do Dark Death Mountain, though.
That's right. We did not have flippers. Not flippers. Yeah, flippers have nothing to do with that. We did not have the mitts. You'll enjoy the same track from here in Thieves Town. It's a good one.
Chad also bringing up a good point. That Dead Rock is another consequence of killing Aga 1.
Oh, that's true. Some Light World enemy reorganizations and additions. That Dead Rock is one of them. Darn shields.
Yep, so that's a fire shield for VeXtopher, and it looks like VeXtopher is making the decision to continue.
Okay, this could be a big call. We'll see. Depends really on what's on Dark Death Mountain for tstew and what could potentially be in Skull Woods. I think it's a little bit of an easier call if it ends up being like Green Pennant or something like that, but it's just so hard right now with so much available to you. So I definitely do not blame tstew for leaving at the time they did.
Yeah.
But the downside to making a play like that is that it gives you even less incentive to go back there unless you're last locationing to something. So VeXtopher is definitely taking the one and done approach to Thieves Town. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, as far as we know, Pedestal could still be a thing for something, but options are dwindling down, and we don't even have a Fire Rod for Skull. Or Hookshot. Or Hookshot for... we don't need a Hookshot for anything. But we have, so far, 2 out of 3 pendants available.
Yeah, at this point, the only things that could be on Ped right now are the Ice Rod and the Hookshot. And also the Cane.
Yeah, Bombos is always a possibility as well, chat. That is true. But that all depends on what's happening in the next 3.5 seconds on tstew's side. And that's Quake.
Yep, so both of our medallion dungeons are Quake.
Now the seed could still... Oh, high powder. The seed could still have some troll in it, though.
Okay.
Okay, game. To Meyer.
Right.
To Meyer. Oh, lordy. But that's only... or Turtle Rock. We go Turtle Rock.
Fire Rodless TR, I agree with this.
There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, chances are you're just going to get kicked out after the first 1 or 2 checks, so nothing wrong with it. And we did get, of course, powder on VeXtopher's side, so we'll probably find out momentarily if Magic Bat is a thing. It's also nice to have Samaria before even going into Swamp Palace or Ice Palace, making those places a little bit more, I don't know, comfortable.
Yep.
Nothing on blind.
It doesn't look like there was really anything in Thieves Town.
Just the powder. We're about to find out, I think, if it was worth it.
Yeah. So powder could be consequential for tstew. It might not be.
Well, and with no mushroom and for a while no Samaria. Okay, we're out of Turtle Rock, but with no mushroom or Samaria for a while, fake powder wasn't a thing, and it looks like powder's going to be a thing for a while still. Alright, tstew going left. Spike Cave.
Yep, we already saw this on VeXtopher's side, so we know that this check is mostly inconsequential and not really yielding anything.
So if you're tstew, Meyer, there's always the front half of Swamp, though. And tstew, oh, you're gonna start on that pyramid, though. Yeah, you got the flute, it's all good. It's not activated, though, never mind. Oh, I hate that room sometimes.
Yeah, bars can be a little bit trollish.
And of course, enjoy the Skullwoods music as well, because they chose just the right music from Cadence for this. tstew setting that goose loose too. Well, it's hard to say who's in the lead at this point. I think they're equivalent as far as crystals go. I guess the only difference is VeXtopher has not done Dark Death Mountain, so no Samaria, no Meyer. Oh, that bird's had some sass today. Well, no reason not to go complete Meyer as well, of course. And honestly, with the amount of checks you've got left, I think you, assuming you find nothing in Meyer, you probably go ahead and check the front of Desert as well, or just clear it. Yeah, did we see Graveyard Ledge yet?
I think we did.
Oh. And tstew going into Meyer.
Yeah. Really no reason not to. You have everything. You have everything needed to complete it.
Yep.
No fire rod though, so we won't be able to do spooky action. Although I could be eating my words in a second. Fire rod could just be here in Meyer.
I forgot I just bought Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah. tstew has the cane. It just might not be updating on the tracker.
Yeah, it was on Dark Death Mountain. VeXtopher has not gone back there yet.
Yeah. Hookshot on Vidi would be pretty funny.
Okay, here is our... here's our Thieves Town savior here. Is this required? Answer... no. But any accidents are always appreciated.
Yep. So unless Ped has either the Ice Rod or the Hook Shot, Thieves Town's just a waste of time.
Well, tstew finds the big key in the lobby. And there's the other item. Okay, so tstew just routed Meyer like a champ. Okay, VeXtopher getting those flipper checks out of the way. Unfortunately, not going to pay off here. So at this point, besides the one other check we're getting at Vitreous, what else do we have?
We have Swamp without the hook shot.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Yeah, and we also have Desert.
Oh, that's also true. We have not gotten there. There is one item somewhere in the front, and another on the boss. Hype Cave did say go to Swamp Palace, but nobody listened to me. Or Hype Cave.
Butter Sword.
Well, your calorie intake just went way up, but other than that, pretty empty. So at this point, what do we know? Not. There's a few nasty places to go to.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what we have left between the two runners. Like, so. Yeah, it looks like that, judging from Vex for leaving. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, that we found the one item that's in the front of Desert. Because the other's going to be on the boss.
Yeah, I think pretty much Pet is nearly dead. I think the only thing you can have on it right now would be an Ice Rod. We don't even have a way to check anything on Ice Palace.
Chat asking, there can only be one item in front of the Desert. This is Ambrosia, and in Ambrosia, a non-dungeon item is guaranteed to be on the boss of every dungeon.
Yep, so once you find one item somewhere in Desert, you know the other one's on land now.
It looks like we are down to one single location.
We're down to Swamp, people.
Yep, yeah. we're down to Swamp without the hook shot.
But where does tstew go from here? To Swamp? Or Thieves Town? Back at Thieves Town had powder. That was about it. And powder was bombs. Hey, tstew, where are you going? Ooh, is this the swamp play?
I can't think of anywhere else that you would go where you would be at this location.
Oh, no book for Bombos. So yeah, this has to be Swamp Palace.
Yeah, this is Swamp, which we know by process of elimination that this is the right answer.
What did I say after Hype Cave chat? Swamp Palace. Okay, so Swamp Palace, Hookshot, Fire Rod. Can't really have Ice Rod per se, at least as the lone item because it wouldn't actually do anything. It would be kind of rude to find your Fire Rod in here to get your Hookshot in, like, Turtle Rock or some nonsense. But if you find a Fire Rod in this first check, do you get out of here?
No. If I was to find progression in that first chest, I would absolutely not leave. Unless, well, yeah, I wouldn't leave at all.
Okay, and VeXtopher finds that big key, already has that $20, but no Samaria. Okay, Dark Death Mountain to get that can of Samaria, so do you go right back into Myra to beat it? I guess you probably do.
Looks like Vex is gonna do Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah, gonna get that Samaria up there. Maybe even go into Turtle Rock. Okay, another check coming up from tstew. Not there.
Not there. Let's go to left side.
That dead rock. Both sides. Unfortunately, with no hook shot, no way to get the key, so no way to dive her down. Good news is when you go back to Swamp Palace later, assuming hookshot's not in here, and assuming you have to come back, what you do is a crystal. Then at least you'll be able to just go straight to the back.
Yeah, so left side Swamp can have Fire Rod, Bombos, I could have the book, or I could just straight up have the hook shot, which is probably the most likely thing.
Yep, indeed. Because hookshot does open up, though the back of Swamp Plus does open up a few checks in Hookshot Cave. If it's the book, though, that's just mean.
Yeah, book would be pretty mean. Oh yeah, it could also even be the mushroom. And it's the fire rod.
Still mean game.
Hookshot could still be on the right chest.
It could. But
now,
we know it's in Turtle Rock.
let's have the ice rod be here as well. That would just be absolutely funny.
We're getting a hover from VeXtopher.
We're getting the hover. That's, yeah, he's just gonna leave.
We're done. And Bombos!
Wow. That's
Here's your
funny.
entire access to Ice Palace on left side Swamp.
Yep, I think that just points an immediate neon glowing arrow at Ice Palace. That Bombos medallion.
Yep, it'd probably be a waste of time to go straight to Skullwoods for one item over this. You're not even gonna try getting your shield eaten. Rude. Alright, VeXtopher does try to go into Turtle Rock and gets immediately bounced out with that map. You've got to presume they're probably going back to Mire to clean that up, and then probably from there to Swamp Palace.
Yeah. And Chad bring a good point. Ice Palace key logic is weird, so we should pay attention to that.
Well, you're going to full clear anyway, but yeah, you could definitely do that.
Yeah. There's no reason you don't full clear. Well, there's another bottle.
Ooh. I think Ice Palace logic in this case is pretty inconsequential. Simply because it's not going to change where you're going. You're going from here. If there's nothing here, you're probably going to go take out Mothula. And if there's nothing there, you're probably going right up to Turtle Rock. You get your hook shot in Big Chest.
Vanilla Big Key. Okay.
I'm not even going to pretend that I know about Ice Palace logic. I read it, and my brain just shut off.
Yeah. I mean, like, most key logic in this game is pretty weird, save for a few dungeons.
Oh yeah, Thieves Town, easy. I have not seen that bomb setup.
Neither have I.
That's actually pretty handy. I may need to use that.
Yeah. So because of these key placements, it's not hookshot locked. So hookshot can just be in here.
That it can. And VeXtopher taking out Vitreous with ease. Not even missing a single arrow. And it's going to get rewarded with butter. Is that only our... No, that's our second item. That has to be.
Yeah, that is the second item.
Our first item, I think, must have been first check.
Yeah, first item was a bottle.
Alright, Cold Stare, are you gonna have just nothing? And then we gotta, I guess, like we said, probably here, Skull and Turtle Rock. You got Butter Sword, no point in worrying about shooting fire rod shots at this point, and bye, Cold Stare.
Okay. Does Cold Stare have the hook shot? No.
Okay.
Okay, so we have Mothula and Green Pendant.
Yeah, I think.
And Turtle Rock. And Turtle Rock.
You do Mothula, you mirror, and you check to see if you need to go clear out Thieves Town really quick. I would honestly go do Skull before going to Thieves Town, to be honest. I mean, not Thieves Town, Turtle Rock, but that's just me. But tstew is doing the logical thing right now, going up Death Mountain. Nothing wrong with that, for sure. It is a crystal. You can get further in Turtle Rock than when you did before, so... It is a good call. Probably the right call, but not the meme call. Okay, VeXtopher making the right call, though.
Yeah, I think that is Actually, this is his only location. Now, because VeXtopher has cleared Thieves Town already, he has 2 of the 3 pendants, so he might be enticed to do Skullwoods upon finding this fire rod.
Well, I think you do in VeXtopher's case, because when you find that fire rod, you're like, oh my gosh, that's been available for the last 40 minutes. And I think you go to Skull, you clear that out, you mirror, you pull ped. Because you know if it's not on ped, you probably don't win this. Last locationing left side swamp is pretty rough. I mean, little do they know tstew only did that about, what, 8 minutes ago or so? So it's... tstew is not really behind, but last locationing, anything will make you feel that way. Oh yes, Pyramid Fairy is very much dead. At this point, all they're looking for is an ice rod and a hook shot. Well, I guess you could get an ice rod, and I don't know. It depends all. No. Okay, you need a hook shot still, so you know hook shot. Oh, I'm so confused. Never mind. I mean, theoretically, I guess hookshot cannot be on Pyramid Fairy. Plain and simple. I mean, you need hookshot to beat Swamp. Ice Rod cannot be on Pyramid Fairy, because you need that for Turtle Rock. So yeah, Pyramid Fairy is pretty much dead. Pedestal for the time being is hanging on life support.
Yes, Mirror Shield could be on Pyramid Fairy, but I don't think either of our runners are going to care about that.
And I don't either. Shields are evil. Yes, hookshot could very well be on Pedestal, because it's not required for any of our pendant dungeons, so that is a thing. Ice Rod can be there as well, but that's about it. Okay, VeXtopher picks up that fire rod. So basically, if the progression is following in Turtle Rock and through, then tstew has a lead. If Pedestal is a thing and VeXtopher goes straight to Skullwoods, then VeXtopher has the lead. If Ice Rod is on Pedestal, then that's one trip for VeXtopher. If Hookshot's on Pedestal, then gives them a good excuse to go right back to to Swan Palace to clear out the back. Alright, you going to 3 VeXtopher, or you going up to 1?
Going to 8.
Ah, Ice Palace, right. Haven't done that yet.
Hey, there's the Mirror Shield.
Evil Shield. Look at how much of the sprite it blocks! Let's be clear, I have no issue with the shields for lag's sake or whatever that stuff is. I just don't like that it just blocks my sprites that I want to use. That's it. Oh, I thought Hookshot would be there.
I mean, that is a pretty valid point.
Exactly, especially if you use one of the smaller little cute sprites, then goodbye sprite. I mean, it just makes no sense. I don't know if shields lag or not, that's just what I hear from people. I don't care, I just want my sprite to be shown. Shields are evil.
Just asking about laser bridge logic. So laser bridge logic for advanced placement doesn't expect anything of you. It just expects you to get the items that are on laser bridge without any safeties. Basic, however, can expect you to have either the Mirror Shield, Cape, or Cane of Burna.
For 1. Go for 2. Uh-oh. That is it. That last chest is going to be a compass. So we are either looking at Mothula or Pedestal.
Yeah, and unfortunately, due to Aga being dead, we cannot save the portal.
Okay, so VeXtopher saves quite a bit of time if they go straight from here to Skull Woods, but if they go up to Turtle Rock to follow where tstew was, that's not good. Okay, so tstew's going, clear out Mothula, may even mirror and check Pedestal first just to see. Oh, right. No book. Good point, chat. But what if book is on Mothula? Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, let's just have Book beyond Mothula and just have Ice Rod beyond Pet and then Hookshot on Trinex. That sounds wonderful.
Ice Rod, yeah, that could happen. I mean, book could be on Pedestal. It is a paradox. What a fantastic way to end the night, though, with rando streams.
Absolutely.
We're an hour and 21 minutes in and still 2 go mode items away from finishing. Wait, did we pull any items out of the front of Skull? Are both items back here? That's interesting.
I'm pretty sure there is an item that's in the front.
I thought so. I thought it was like a big 20 or something.
Oh my god,
gosh.
wow. Okay, that's interesting.
That's 1 check, though, so you gotta beat this.
Yeah.
Okay, if Pedestal is on life support now, it's really on life support now. So this is pretty good for VeXtopher if you go straight for Skull Woods. Because you get the 2 for 1. You get Pedestal pull, you get Mothula, so if Pedestal is the goal for Hookshot, then GG. But if you go from here up to Turtle Rock, then GG. Oh, we are making the skull play.
Yep.
This race just got interesting. Oh, and the green pennant too. There's that.
Yep. So, Skullwoods could be double required.
Exactly, Finch. It's either GG or it's GG. There's a difference.
tstew is going to give us the Sahasrara check. We'll see if Hookshot is here.
So many good commentators in chat. This is amazing too. All right, what do we got?
It's the Hookshot.
It's go mode.
Yep, that is go mode. Yep, so Thieves
Right.
Town, unfortunately, just a waste of time.
That is go mode at about 123.10-ish. So that ultimately, though, VeXtopher is making the right call. They are going to Skull Woods. They're going to get their Ice Rod. They're going to pull Pad and find nothing. But they're going to go straight from there up to Turtle Rock. Or I guess they could... No, wait. They still got to turn in the green pendant. But Telby and Gomo not far behind, just unfortunately a TR clear behind, basically, and a little bit of Skullwoods. Or Swamp Palace. Why do I keep calling Swamp Skull today? Hey, either way. That's part of it, I think, the SW. Okay, VeXtopher, you just need to go back in, need to go turn in your green pendant, and follow tstew into Swamp Palace. And tstew will save a... Or I should say VeXtopher will save a bit of time. Won't be checking Mimic Cave. Will pretty much just do the minimum that they need to get through Turtle Rock. Call it good. That's the second time Ice Rod's been in Skullwoods tonight. tstew, you're forgetting something.
you are forgetting a small key.
I like how they held up for about 3 seconds until they're like, oh, crud. Alright, what's on Ped Chat? Cool. Alright, we need you to go check Saha really quick, VeXtopher. Good, alright.
What's tstew looking for back here? I don't think he's looking for anything. I mean, we have all the equipment we could ever want. We have gold sword, we have red mail, we have silvers. And we're sitting pretty healthy at 15 hearts on tstew's side and 13 on Vex's side. I don't think we need anything else.
Yeah, we're pretty much set offensively, defensively. Okay, so VeXtopher got Ngomon about 20 seconds ago as well, so not too far behind tstew. Main difference is right now pretty much a Go Mode-ish entry to Swamp Palace behind, and unfortunately a good portion of Turtle Rock that needs to be cleared. Crystal number 6 for tstew.
Yeah. Vex skipped the Dam Heart, and he also skipped the one that was at the Mushroom spot.
Yeah, viewable from right there. Goodbye, heart piece or container, I guess. Looks like the Dead Rocks are finally behaving up at lower level for tstew. We'll see what happens with the 2 at the upper level. VeXtopher making up a bit of time, remembering that we need a small key. Alright, VeXtopher is about to make short work of Argus. And tstew, well, by the time that we finish up with Swamp, I'm sure tstew will be heading towards Laser Bridge. Ooh. pretty darn impressive Argus fight. Holy cow.
Asking, yeah, VeXtopher did Ice Palace, so all he needs to do is TR.
Yep, but has not gone back into TR since getting kicked out of the first check, so unfortunately we'll have a few things to do. Something tells me these runners are skipping the last 3 checks in Hookshot Cave.
Yeah, I think so.
If GT Big Key is late, that's going to be a pretty high collection rate for both these runners.
Yeah, chat. Yeah, so yeah, VeXtopher did back at Thieves Town, which in the end turned out to be nothing. So it was just a huge waste of time. And I think that ultimately probably is what caused tstew to have such a lead.
Okay, I think it's about time we start playing a game. What do you think there, Jaxie?
Sure. Get your numbers in chat. 1 through 22 are your valid guesses. What chest has the Gaines Tower big key?
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty quick check here. You have about 30 seconds or so to decide. So what's your typical number there, Jaxie?
I am going to go with my typical guess of 21.
21, holy moly. I'm going to go with 7. We'll do that. Lucky number 7. Game closes as soon as tstew enters GT. Get your final guesses in chat.
Yep. Winner of the guessing game, or I guess the closest, gets a free shout out. Looks like we're going left.
Magician? Rando Rush, perhaps?
Possibly. Or it could just be regular old full left. But you don't really see full left on anymore.
Very rarely. That's true. Alright, we are at checks 2, 3, 4, 5 in Stalfos' room. And judging by the lack of Stalfos kill, never mind. Looks like a Rando Rush, at least.
Or just, we're gonna mirror because we got the big key. That is check number 5.
Oh, no wait, that's an 8. Oh, there's a 5. Prime Cone.
Yep, Prime Cone was the first one to correctly guess 5, so congratulations.
You win a lifetime supply of Randomizer C. It's brought to you by ALTTPR Randomizer. Create some seeds, run some, have some fun. Play with MSUs. They're pretty darn fun.
And all that matters at this point to tstew is just execution, because we are climbing the gauntlet.
We are. VeXtopher is really not all that far behind, honestly. I mean, Pretty much just have to find your small key on the, I think it's the first or second check laser bridge and call it good.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, you gotta kill, Trinex and stuff, but it's a thing. It's a thing.
I don't remember. It was on the first chest.
To answer a question in chat, this is the last seed of the evening. I think we have maybe a couple more races coming up tomorrow. Yeah, we do. We have some races coming up tomorrow. Looks like there's an early race at about 5 or about 6:10 Eastern. No restream for that between Rambler and Brogdor. Brogor, pardon me. We have a 1:10 p.m. Scholzer versus Swedish Arctic Fox, and same time with Jon Snow versus Zero Rush on SpeedGaming 2 and 3, respectively. And later on in the day, we have Ninja Bro and Shady Force, and Moogle Charm trying to fight for a playoff spot on SpeedGaming 2 at 1:10 p.m. Eastern. And possibly some more, depending on if they get a restream.
Yep, that three-way tiebreaker race is definitely one to tune in for. As the two people that finished the seed first advanced to brackets, the other one, well, unfortunately, their tournament journey has come to an end.
Goodbye, Moldorm 2 for tstew, well done. Just as VeXtopher is about to enter GT.
Let's see how well tstew has studied on his agonometry.
Good start. Probably 2. We'll call that 3 total.
That looks like that first one counts as a double.
Yep, alright. Goodbye, Aga 2. He was Ganon the whole time! Chat, why didn't you tell me?
Shocking.
Alright, VeXtopher picks up that big key very quickly, just like tstew, and is about to start climbing.
And is on to the big pig for tstew14. This is pretty basic fight with Buttersword. 6 hits phase 1, 6 hits phase 2, 4 hits phase 3, and 4 arrows phase 4.
This is probably going to be a quick fight, chat. Don't blink. Okay, you could blink. It's not that short of a fight, but it's fast.
Ooh, unfortunately whiffs on that one hit.
Ganon, please!
Alright, that's phase 3 done. On to phase 4.
Ooh, good setup.
Good for a double. And another double.
Alright, chat, get your GGs in chat for tstew14, finishing theoretically here, unless we have an unfortunate fall and otherwise, in first place.
Yep. And tstew14 finishes this race in first place with an official race time.gg time of 1:38:42, and immediately after, VeXtopher decides to put in a forfeit.
Understandable.
I love this Triforce text. I love this. That's so funny.
Brad, do you like that ice rod? Hiding
I
behind
think
left
I
side.
wrote that actually. I think I wrote that.
Oh, did you? Awesome.
I think I wrote that.
That's amazing. All right, we'll see if we can get these two in here for an interview before too long. Okay, here we are, joined in the booth by VeXtopher. GG to you.
I guess you can say that. GG to Tstew, for sure, but not GG to Ambrosia. That's all I have to say. Actually.
Yeah.
It's a mode, but you two kept it close, super long. The main difference, I think, was just the Turtle Rock, the Thieves Town back half, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, like I said, I started memeing after I found the mitts in 45, to be quite honest. So I was like, I'm just gonna go pull the pedestal. I really just wanted anything other than Ambrosia or Tournament Hard. Like, and I couldn't get Tournament Hard. And so I was like, oh sweet, I'm gonna finally get to play a mode that is actually interesting. But no, get stuck with Ambrosia again.
Yep. Ambrosia definitely not the most interesting mode in the ensemble that we have this tournament, but it is a mode.
I don't know. I literally can't, in my mind, I can't enjoy the mode when it gives you like red mail and tempered sword at like 15 minutes into the seed. Like I don't know. It just doesn't entertain me at all. Like I just hate it. Like I despise Ambrosia. Take away all my swords or whatever, but just I don't know. It's just so boring.
It's pretty weird going from a tournament hard for qualifiers suddenly going to having the option of getting Ambrosia. It's definitely a mode.
Baby mode, that's what I call it. But I mean, let's be honest. Like, I went up the mountain. I went and got the silver arrows. I went to Hobo. I went up the mountain because there was a whole bunch of stuff up there, and I only had pendants on the ground. And I was like, all right, this is fine. Went up the mountain. I got nothing. Then I went down the mountain, and I found mitts in Cave 45, and I was like, well, I lose. And then I played away from the dark mountain after the mitts because I was like, well, everyone has mitts already the first trip, so. I don't know. I was just miserable the whole seed. I was miserable when it got rolled, to be quite honest. I literally was miserable when it started.
And we are joined by tstew4. GG's.
GG's, Vex.
GG's too.
So what were your general thoughts on the seed? How do you think you did?
I thought I was fine. Yeah, that left side swamp was something.
Yeah, they kind of give you the care package right as you go to Hype Cave, and it's really hard to follow that. No hook shot, so most of the time it won't bite.
Yep. Unfortunately, it seems like it bit this time.
A little bit, yeah. Fire Rod on left side to get to the back of Skull for Ice Rod. To beat Skull to get your green pendant to get your hook shot off of Saha is a pretty mean stretch for sure. So you two are both moving on to the next round here. Any thoughts on your on the advancement.
Do they reset the cards, or do the cards stay? Someone tell me.
That might be a better question for Synac, I think.
Where's chat? Chat. Do you know? Is it in the rules document? Do I need to just go read?
I don't remember reading up anything on the advancement. I remember reading up on stuff as far as the qualifiers go, and then advancing to this. But I don't remember reading up anything beyond that for brackets.
And with my luck, this tournament they'll reset, and I'll get Ambrosia and tournament hard only in 2 games in a row. It'll be great. And you know what? At least I can't play 2 Ambrosias in a row. Like, it's literally impossible.
Yep. He's saying he definitely has some parts of it that are enjoyable. So I don't blame you for wanting to play something a little different.
I mean, even turn open hard. I'll play open hard all day. Like I said, I literally Ambrosia doesn't fit to me in my mind. I just don't. It's not fun.
Right. The boost location knowledge and the guaranteed item on bus, it's not super different than a standard seed for sure.
Yeah, it's the item pool that makes it boring. That and the boots location. Honestly, the boots location is like the worst part because you like join the seed and it's like, hey, your boots are in swamp and swamp's a pendant. And you're like, oh great, this is wonderful.
Or like me and you start a seed and it says they're in GT.
Yeah, no, but like I don't know, I just get miserable the entire time. Just don't even tell me. Like I'll be happier.
Yeah, like it definitely influenced the locations you go to for sure for the boots.
No, I just don't want to know that I'm not gonna have them. Like
Fair enough. Well, any other thoughts from you two about the seed tonight?
Oh, honestly, the seed was funny. I will give it that. It was funny. So I can chuckle about how the seed was funny. But my only words are really for Ambrosia as a mode. So I'll stop. But GG's to tstew, and like congrats on us both making brackets, man. I'm pretty excited. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Never would have thought coming from I haven't even been playing a year yet.
Yep.
That's impressive.
Yep. You were you did win your bracket in the Go Mode Mentor tournament, right? Or you were close, right?
No. I got to the final or the gold sword bracket of that tournament, so the highest tiered bracket, but I did not win that bracket.
Ah, yes, that was Mr. Aaron Snert.
Yeah. My teammate, in fact. Good guy. He's a good guy.
Yep. Okay, so if you guys don't have any other thoughts, I think it is about time that we maybe wrap up a little bit.
Yeah, sounds good to me. So thank you both for racing for us. You did a fantastic job. Everyone in chat, don't forget to follow these 2 runners. They're both moving on to the next round of the tournament, so they are going to be fun to watch in the next round.
Yeah, and be sure to drop a follow if you liked what you saw to either myself or my co-commentator, Lana Bean. You can also drop a follow to our tracker, Lady Laura Linda, pushing all the buttons, keeping us in line, and keeping us honest. We really appreciate that. That is actually going to do it for us tonight on SpeedGaming 3. But tomorrow, we have, as was mentioned a little bit earlier, 1:10 p.m. Eastern on SpeedGaming 2, Schulzer versus Swedish Arctic Fox. And also at 1:10 p.m. on SpeedGaming 3, Jon Snoo versus Zero Rush. And then also at 4:10 p.m., we have the 3-way tiebreaker between Ninja Bro, Shady Force, and Moogle Charm, also over on SpeedGaming 2.
Gonna be another good day of rando tomorrow before finalizing the brackets.
Absolutely. You should definitely tune in to all those matches. And also be sure to give a follow to the SpeedGaming family of channels. SpeedGaming 2 through 6, and our foreign language channels. We have Espanol, Francais, Portuguese, and Deutsch. And also drop a follow to the ALTTP Randomizer channels, ALTTP Randomizer and ALTTP Randomizer 2 through 5. That being said, I've been Jaxie, and I will let my co-commentator Lana Bean have the last word.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us in chat. You have a great night, and join us all again tomorrow for another great day of Randomizer. Have a great night, everybody.